I started being a graphic artist in 1967 when I took a course. I was graduating from college and took one of those filler courses to graduate, and it was a course in printmaking, woodcutting. And I never looked back. It was a very, how to call it, tumultuous time back then politically, and I kept I decided to be an artist. I'm sort of one of these people who just hatched and became an artist. I did not go to art school, except when I went to the Art Institute just to find out in the 90s, or when was it? The 70s, just to find out what it was to be in an art school. But I realized I was already an artist. And I've been an artist ever since. And the steel came into it when I realized I needed a job, because art was no way to make a living, at least then for me. And I got a job working on the Alaska Pipeline project with Bethlehem Steel, building barges and working on ships, repairing them. I worked on over 300 vessels for 12 years. I did a lot of work. I loved doing it, and I thought I could do it forever. And that isn't what happened. After 12 years, fortunately, I could go back to being an artist, and started selling my work. The steel work that I cut out was related directly to my graphic work, which occurred back in the. This is hard to figure out the timeline, because it's been about 55 years for me doing all this stuff, and I've continued all the way up till now. I'm a person who likes to work. Steel bamboo, I started doing that stuff along with Marcia Donahue, my then partner, who must have been sometime in the middle or late 90s. I forget. We just got into the idea of making bamboo. She started making ceramic bamboo, and I was making steel bamboo out of pipe, galvanized, had a big collection of pipe. And we did that for a while together. Until we parted, and she kept on doing the bamboo, and I kept on doing the steel bamboo. We did a number of projects together, here, there, and different areas, mostly in the Bay Area. Right from the start, it was kind of a riff takeoff on what then was considered. Really a dumb thing to be, which was, I don't know how to put it, anthropomorphic. It was very out of favor. It was really not Yale, and I was ready for that. I wasn't Yale. And I wanted to make it as anthropomorphic as possible, and it was all mine. I didn't copy anything. It's why Picasso didn't use magic markers or spray guns. I drew with a torch. I had about 10 good years before plasma arc technology, handheld inverter technology, made it possible for people to buy a plasma arc and pretend to make my work. And that happened to me, and it was very disheartening, humiliating, and I stopped making my work for a while. And then gradually all the rusty steel stuff went away, and I went back to making my work, because it's what I do. And I also really enjoy the craft of welding. Welding is not a machine, it's a craft that people do with their hands. People would ask me how I did such an incredibly good job of cutting, so precise. And I would always tell them, and I still do, with a torch, I tell them it's exactly like playing a violin. You just go out and buy a violin and start playing it. And that's what it is. Yeah, and it's not only that, it's because it comes out imperfect and imprecise. I don't think people really understand that. I see the value in everything that people throw away. And it used to be steel. People threw all kinds of stuff away. If you're blessed enough to be in a dying industrial environment and you own a forklift, you're in trouble. Because you go out on a Sunday and collect all kinds of stuff, which I did. What's here now, Phil, is a very small part of what used to be here. I sold a lot of my property because it's time to do it, because I'm 106 now, although I don't look it. No, I'll do anything. Everybody knows that. I was not insulted at all when I was asked to do a pet station. Yeah, sure. But it had to be my pet station.
And it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's fine. Well, I got to make everybody happy, me included.